It's Woman Crush Wednesday, and of course, your two favorite girls are on the screen to keep you informed, entertained, and just having fun, letting go of the stress of every day. And of course, this show is that show that lets you, take a pause from all the seriousness of the world. Yeah. And we discuss bizarre news, we discuss celebrity news, and what have you, as long as it's not deep news.
Yeah.
As long as it's something that's very lighthearted.
Yeah.
But yes, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm a bit tired. Oh,
girl,
yeah.
is it you or me?
I'm so tired.
I feel like there's something in the air.
I had a late night last night. I went to the KFC launch, the Kentucky Town launch. So they basically launched or introduced new stuff, new food on their menu.
Like a new menu.
Like a new menu. Now you can get the lychee bomb.
What's a lychee bomb?
It's like this drink.
Ooh.
It's so good.
Ooh.
Oh, they have the it's not beef burger. I just forgot the name. But they have a new burger. They have cola wings, cola dunked wings. They have the Doritos flam something fries. Flaming hot fries. They have good stuff.
I'm a bit upset about the Coke dunked wings because I started making Coke chicken a long time ago. Okay, actually, I didn't. My mom did.
I think I should go and buy myself
the Coke dunked wings.
Yeah, off their menu is so good.
But I guess theirs differs from mine because I'm pretty sure they first deep fry them and whatever. They have the KFC original recipe and then the Coke whatever.
I think first is they deep fry the chicken, then they put it in the
sauce.
I don't know if there are two different sauce or one sauce, but it kind
of
like
be the dunked wing sauce
with
Coke.
It tastes like it's called the cola dunked wing. So it's in the dunked wing, but it tastes like a Coke. Like it has that Coke taste.
Oh,
yeah, so it's
nice.
so good, so yummy. At the launch was amazing. It ate
and you ate.
So entertained, thoroughly entertained.
Was the food free?
The food was free, the drinks were free, the entertainment was free. They even gave us goodie bags. It was just so good.
Ooh,
it was like one of the best launches I've ever attended. And to think that I wanted to miss it because it was cold and it was raining. It was just a messy day. And then I got irritated because my outfit, I got irritated because, my outfit I had to change because of the weather. So it's I
went to a launch last week and they served us sushi. Daisho Sushi Bar was there. And I know that launch, it also ate. So I'm pretty sure we're tied for launches that ate because, that sushi was so great. It was an open bar and it was, this was the Subaru launch. People are getting back to how to do launches properly now.
It was
and kudos
so
to
good.
Everybody.
Shout out, man. Shout out.
Shout out. So you can go try the new KFC menu. Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
On that note, we'll be right back with our top stories. Now, in the ad that you just saw, Synergy is proud to present the 35 Ways of Paying It Forward campaign, honoring our founding president, Dr. Sam Nujoma, and spreading kindness throughout our communities. Every day, we'll be sharing a new challenge on social media and in the newspapers. Your task, simple. Choose a challenge, complete it, and send us a picture or video through our chatbot. But it doesn't stop there. Challenge your friends, family, or even a colleague to join in the fun. And for Namibian businesses, we're calling on you to take part, pay it forward, and pass it on to another company. Let's fill Namibia with kindness. Tag Synergy in your posts, and let's make every act of kindness count with 35 ways of paying it forward between the 19th to the 28th of March 2025. Now, to join the movement, simply WhatsApp hashtag 35 Ways for Independence to 085 785 6231 to get involved. Pay it forward today. Let's make a celebration we'll never forget. And now getting into our top stories. The Brazilian woman who went viral after refusing to give up her pre-selected window seat to a crying child says she has officially filed charges against the airline and the passenger who filmed her. Jennifer Castro, 29, a bank employee from Belo Horizonte, found herself at the center of an internet firestorm after the incident in December. A video of the incident, which Jennifer says was actually filmed by a fellow passenger and not the mother as previously reported, went viral, leading to a whirlwind of online shaming. Castro also unexpectedly rose to social media fame, with her Instagram following skyrocketing to 2.1 million, leading her to secure multiple brand deals as an influencer, she says. And now she also claims she has officially filed against Gol Airlines to seek compensation for distress and damages caused by the ordeal. She says she has also filed against the fellow passenger who filmed her. Citing judicial secrecy, Castro declined to reveal the amount and said she would not show the legal paperwork. She says she wants to prevent similar public shaming and what she called unauthorized exposure in the future. It comes after it was reported last month that she was allegedly considering legal action.
Yeah, she should so.
Also, why are we shaming someone for seating on their seat? Like, I paid for this seat. I pre-booked this seat. Now your entitled child wants to come and sit on my seat. Like, no, guys, raise your children better.
Raise your children better, but let's move on to somebody who, I guess has raised herself well to become a billionaire, but now is in trouble with SARS. You may know her from Young African and Famous. The Taxman has shown reality TV star and businesswoman Zari the Boss Lady who the boss is after slapping her with a whopping 5 million rand tax bill for dodging tax. Sunday World can exclusively reveal that Stars obtained a default judgment against Zari the Boss Lady, born Zarina Tlale, at the Joburg High Court last week after she failed to pay a hefty tax bill for several months. According to the court papers, which have been seen, Zari owed the taxman just 3 million rand for personal income tax, but the amount ballooned to over 5 million rand after more than a 2.1 million rand in interest and a 19,000 rand in penalties were added to the debt. Now, before applying for the default judgment against Zari, who starred in the popular Netflix show Young, Famous and African, SARS wrote her a final letter of demand on August 9 last year, instructing her to pay the staggering amount or enter into a payment plan with the receiver of the revenue to settle it. Now, the taxman threatened to attach and auction Zari's assets if she failed to do so. According to the records of South African Revenue Agency, you have failed to pay your tax debt for one or more tax years and tax period. You are requested to make a full payment within 10 days from the date of this letter of demand. In the letter, SARS instructed Zari, who is reportedly the founder of Brooklyn City College in Pretoria, to apply within 10 business days from the date of issuance for the arrangement to pay her debt in installment if she was unable to pay the full amount.
She's a millionaire. She can pay the money within
No, she says she's a billionaire.
She's a billionaire, so she can pay the money
What
within 10
rich
days.
people don't like paying tax.
The richer you get, it's because the richer you get, the more tax you have to pay. So for them, it's
But
like,
isn't it easy just to pay and then to avoid going to pay like 2 million? Now you have to pay 5 million. You could have paid 2 million.
But it's pocket change because she's a billionaire.
Exactly. Even Bonang never used to pay tax. Then she got sued and went to court. She was in court. Then she paid. A lot of celebrities. Makadzi had the same issue. Zari. I think Somizi also, I speak under correction. Somizi, if this is not the case, please forgive me. Maybe not Somizi. Let me just say maybe not Somizi. But I know Makazi, I know Bonang, now Zari. Like they have issues with tax men. Pay your tax, guys. You are rich. One endorsement can give you 3 million. What's...
Yeah, and then you just pay your tax.
Yeah.
But anyway, that brings us to the end of our top stories. Stick around because after the break, we are talking behind the goal. Stick around.
Joining us this morning on Smell the Coffee is Tutu Mongoba. She is a content strategist and a filmmaker. We will be talking about a documentary which is called Beyond the Goalpost. How are you?
I am super happy, always to come through, always happy to be here, always to see the young ones in front and behind the scenes.
Love it.
Yeah, I love it for you guys.
Thank you.
It's a stellar job that you guys are doing here, not only promoting local content, but it's nice to see young people, you know, make room for that local content.
Thank you
I'm always
so
happy
much.
to be here. Thank you for having me.
What inspired the documentary and what message do you convey to the audience?
Firstly, Beyond the Goalpost really talks about a story of resilience, overcoming adversity, but then also promoting women's football in Namibia.
Nice.
We know that it's sports sector, or part of the sports sector, that is not really much talked about, because there's also a lot of up and down in the sport, in the NFA, or not really in the NFA, but really with regards to the administration of soccer. So holistically, so you can already see women's soccer is at the bottom of the priority list.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to highlight women in soccer, what they go through, tell their remarkable stories. But it goes beyond just the soccer pitch.
Nice.
That's why it's called Beyond the Goalpost.
Okay.
As you know, and every time we have this conversation, I say that most of my work really comes from a data research-based point of view before we even start shooting. So I spent about 2 months with the ladies of the Eros Football Club before I started shooting, and also before we actually started casting.
Yeah.
Just to get to know about sports, soccer, and all the things that are expected from the soccer players, so that it would make it easier for me while I was formatting my story. Yeah, so
It's
that's what it's
giving
about.
method actor.
Yes. And you know, documentary is the most difficult to cast.
Yeah.
Because your story is based on actual characters. So how do you tell the cast story without and portray them in the proper light? So yeah.
So what themes do you then explore in this documentary?
Stigma in the soccer fraternity.
Nice.
We look at really unemployment amongst young people. With the issue of gender disparities are also mentioned. The issue of financial endorsements of women in soccer. But really just underlining is really a story of resilience.
Yeah.
Because to be a sportsman or to be a sportswoman requires a lot of discipline.
Yes.
These ladies wake up at 5 a.m. almost every day without fail to go to the training field. Some of them come as far as Okahanja Park, deep in Koreangap Dam, that vicinity of Koreangap Dam as well. So it really looks at how you still have to maintain your own ambitions, as in trying to go to school, trying to go to work, trying to be a mother, trying to be a sister, trying to be a supporting member of society, yet still wanting to push and live your dream of wanting to be an national and international sportswoman.
I cannot
So
imagine.
you also know that it's just like pageantry. It's a whole lot of work.
Yeah.
You know, you need to make sure that you have.
You just don't wake up and become.
Fit. Yeah, you know, it's work. It's years of work in the making. We have some of the players that we casted who were about 26, but they've been playing since they were 8.
Yeah.
So then you look at, where's this person been playing? So this one of our players comes from the coast. So she's been playing since she's 8.
Yeah.
So she was bought by the team probably when she turned 22. So you can imagine this person had to leave their home at the coast and then come relocate to Windhoek.
Just to chase this
just
dream.
to play soccer.
Yeah. What are some of the challenging factors that you have encountered, or issues rather, from creating the documentary up until to the final stage of it?
Oh, yeah, what they always teach us at film school, budget.
Budget, money.
I thought I was going to be done like in 2 months.
Yeah.
But we shot over a period of 6 to 8 months.
Yo.
Yes. So we went over budget. Many of people, I think my lecturers will not even be happy to hear that. But then came the opportunity. With every challenge, there's always an opportunity. There came the challenge of me as myself as Tutu Creative Concepts, buying equity or having equity in the production. So what my client wasn't paying for, then I then realigned then to make these resources available, but then it would come then from my part of the entity, and then we would join financial forces. So it became a joint venture in the end, apart from it just being an Arrows Football Club entity. Now it belongs to 2 entities. So that's the opportunity that comes with it. Of course, the story took a different life of its own, with one of the cast members that we initially casted, and then we had to recast because of the player fell pregnant. So then now you have to look for somebody else that has a very trying and captivating story to tell as well. But then that was also integrated also into the documentary as well. Many people in influential positions don't really want to talk about what's happening in the sports fraternity. So we had a lot of people turning us down to be interviewed.
Yeah. People are scared of the camera. I don't know why.
People are scared of the camera. Plus, also people don't really want to talk about what is happening in the sports fraternity.
Yeah.
Administration really needs to be held accountable. So people don't really want to talk about how we should keep our principals and gatekeepers accountable for the task that is at hand with promoting the sports sector, especially soccer.
Yeah.
So that also came. So we had to beg and plead for people just to be interviewed. In the end, they didn't get interviewed for the documentary. So then you ask then, where is the other voice? Because they say you always need to have a balanced, you need a balanced story. So in the end, finding the other end of the story was like pulling teeth. And it was very, 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 very stressful.
Yeah.
And then of course, when you're doing a soccer or sports documentary, it's quite fast, and you need a lot of overlays, a lot of B-roll. So we had to shoot from the locker room to practice runs to being with the cast in their private setting. So this is also one of the reasons why I said the story really took a life of its own.
Yeah. So let's talk about the casting process. You mentioned that one cast member fell pregnant and so forth and so on. But let's go back to the drawing board from the beginning. How do you cast? Do you call for auditions? Do you identify, soccer players that, hey, I like your story, come on board? How do you go about it?
With Beyond the Goalpost, management, which was also the team manager, Munashe Jinyama, and also Coach Eto, they work hand in hand with the girls. So knowing what the girls' personas, but then also knowing the stories you wanted to tell. So you need a character who is up and about and whimsical and funny.
Yeah.
You need a character that has a very strong but quiet personality. You need a character that really has overcome adversity. You need a character that really represents of the endurance of what a sportswoman is today.
Yeah.
So based on some of those characteristics, that's how the casting was chosen as well. Some of them took a while to get out of their shells.
Yeah.
So this is why you always have to, get used to you know, your cast, your character, your protagonist must first get used to you.
Did you have
Yes.
an acting coach on
Nothing
set?
like that, because with documentary,
It's just like your real life,
yes,
your
it's
real
just it's your
story.
real life. Of course, obviously, you give them a set of questions.
Yeah.
To say, okay, look, I'll be asking you about this. We'll be going to your home. We'll be getting to meet your family members, or not even meet your family members. So you can prepare on this set of things that I'm looking for from you.
Yeah.
But then you throw like a curveball to see actually when you ask them about, okay, where would you have been if you were not playing soccer? I know many of the people have the notion that women who play soccer play for the other team. So, of course, the gender issue comes in, and the stigma is like, oh, okay, you're a woman trying to be a man, you know. So then you would ask, okay, so we actually have a game that we featured in the documentary where you have the women play against men in an actual match. And then, of course, people are saying, okay, no, you know, these people think that they have the same durability, the same endurance, the same stamina as men. But then you flip the script, you know, you have men who are coming out to support women as well. So when you do a documentary, you really want to tell the stories, but captivate the audience the same way you would do in a movie.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you hope the audience take away from this documentary? What is your impact?
Impact really equates to positioning. You really want to tell a story. You really want to bring to light and highlight the issues that female soccer players are facing in the country. But then it's also a point to pivot where parents, guardians can really look at women's soccer, women's football as an option for their children.
Yeah.
I think also a lot of people don't understand the administration that goes into managing a soccer team.
Yeah.
It's like a business.
Yes.
There are bills that need to be paid, soccer kits that need to be bought, medical bills that need to be addressed. So we also wanted to highlight that. I mean, of course, the challenge was also for myself. I know nothing about soccer or sports.
You had to learn.
I didn't even get so far. I only know what the goalkeeper does and everybody else, and what an offside is, and left wing and right wing and forward and mid. Like, so I'll be shooting and people are cheering on and the stands are moving and me, I'm just like, yes, I'm really not.
You are just looking at the camera.
I'm just here for the
position.
story.
Yes.
I'm not, yeah. So, and of course for me to learn really about telling a different type of story, but an impactful one.
Yeah.
I think that's where the challenge comes in. As storytellers and people who narrate the lives of Namibians and people abroad, we really want just to challenge ourselves. And I think with this particular documentary, I have gained a new family, which it's always like that when you're working with people.
Yeah.
You get to learn so much about other people, and it really just opens your mental horizons as to what people are really going through. Because everything looks like glitz and glamour,
and it's not always.
And it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've really walked away with a lot.
Okay. Finally, where is it premiering? Where can we watch it? When is a screening?
Yes.
All these details.
So we're happy to announce that the NFA has really endorsed the venue, which is going to be the Katutura, the Katutura office, the NFA house in Katutura, which is close to the Grootwinkels. We don't say the big shops, we say the Grootwinkels, yes. Which is just close to Katutura Magistrate Court. So we start off at 18:30, which is 6:30. I must mention that we have a gate fare or tickets that we're selling at the door for $30, but this money goes towards the purchasing of toiletry kits and sanitary pads for female soccer players. So you're also coming to support a good deed as well. I encourage people to follow myself, Otilia Tutumungoba, on Instagram, X,
all
Facebook.
platforms.
I'm just under that name.
Yeah.
But then also to follow the Arrows Ladies Football Club social pages.
Yeah.
So people also have preview to behind the scenes scenes reels to the short interviews that we did as well. So we're super excited to share. Yeah. Besides that, we will then also be having screenings across the country. So we intend for the documentary to travel with the soccer team.
Okay, awesome. And this is premiering on the
19th of March.
Okay.
Yes, at 6:30 proper time, not Kajaturia time. Yes, we invite one and all to come through and really just learn something new. But then also for people in the sector, in the fraternity, but then also people who are sports lovers. And then, but also you find people that are really just about stories and watching documentaries. This is a great platform for them to watch a different type of story.
All right, Tutu, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
We wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
Until tomorrow, we'll be gracing your screens again with our lovely, fantastic presents. We hope you have yourselves a lovely Wednesday ahead.